Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to a brand new video. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. In today's video, we're going to be discussing all of the little details that we know about the GTA 6 map and location, and more specifically, how it compares to what we have now with GTA 5. So quite possibly one of the most important parts of any open world video game is of course the map and location, and Rockstar is not taking the map and location lightly with GTA 6, which is really good to hear. So we got a ton of really awesome improvements and changes to discuss today that are super exciting, but before we get into that, make sure to drop a like rating on this video to show your support, as well as subscribe down below for more daily videos just like this. But first off, here is today's shoutout of the day, and right after that, went to the actual video. So today's shoutout of the day goes to a really awesome YouTube channel known as JJU Eats. Now, she is a really awesome mukbang YouTuber based out of Korea. I myself am a big fan of Korean food, and on her channel, she eats all sorts of really awesome Korean food that you cannot find here in the United States or pretty much anywhere else around the world. Her videos are super relaxing, and honestly, it's one of those channels that you can subscribe to and expect consistently good videos every few days. So if you're a fan of food and want to check out some amazing food coming from Korea, definitely make sure to subscribe to JJU Eats by clicking the first link in the description down below for some really awesome mukbang videos that are uploaded almost every single day. But with that being said, and without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this video. So as we all know, the map of GTA 5 has been loved by many, however, it is certainly starting to show its age all of these years later. Now, when Rockstar was developing the map for GTA 5, they were expanding it throughout development, and they went through numerous and actually countless different little changes throughout the map design to make sure that things were fine-tuned exactly to how they want them. In fact, there is actually a really awesome video online that is a time-lapse across all of the different variations of map design that Rockstar went through, where they started the map with a very small city in Los Santos and then expanded about 100 times bigger into all sorts of different areas, and then finally towards the end of production, Blaine County was added on the north end to really finalize that map design. So nonetheless, the map design of GTA 5 has taken years for Rockstar to finalize before the game has been launched, and overall it hasn't really changed much since the game finally came out back in 2013, besides a couple of minor changes for GTA Online, such as adding the casino, as well as a few other minor changes to buildings as well as architecture. Now, when asked online, one of the biggest reasons that people want GTA 6 is because they know GTA 6 is going to have a new place of location and also, therefore, a new map design. So it's not really necessarily that GTA 5 is lacking in terms of features or anything along those lines. People just really want to be inside a new location and experience a new game inside a new setting. And I personally predict this is exactly what Rockstar is planning for the map of GTA 6. So to jump right into it, first and foremost, we pretty much know at a confirmed point right now that GTA 6 is going to take place in GTA Vice City, which is Miami, Florida in real life. Now, allegedly, the main map is going to take place in Vice City. However, just like GTA 5, we also are going to get access to some areas outside Vice City, such as some northern areas, such as Fort Lauderdale and possibly even Orlando a little bit more up north, as well as some things down south, such as the Florida Keys. But the main map and the main city is going to be Miami. Now, what's interesting here for Rockstar and for us is that Rockstar, of course, already had a game based in GTA Vice City, which of course was called Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Now, this is more of a classic Rockstar title that was released all the way back on the PlayStation 2. However, we can certainly look at the map for that game in terms of inspiration about what this one is going to look like. In terms of size, it has been rumored that the map of GTA 6 is going to either be the same size or a bit smaller than the map that we have right now. And the reason why it may be smaller is because instead of the map being large and not very dense, instead it's going to be a bit smaller, but also a bit more populated. For example, if we take a look at the area of Blaine County in the GTA 5 map, there is a ton of open area up there, and whenever you're inside a GTA Online session, there pretty much are never players up there because it's simply too big and vast, and there is no reason to go up there except for a number of specific tasks and missions. So I do believe that Rockstar is likely going to try to solve this with the map of GTA 6, trying to make the entire map that's something that you want to explore and play in, and the way to do that is maybe to make it a bit smaller, but also to make sure it's a lot more dense overall. There's been some really interesting leaks circling around Reddit for a possible amusement park that will be located on the northern part of the GTA 6 map, which is presumably either going to be Disney World or Universal Studios, as well as some really awesome and beautiful beaches all around Miami and the city. Now, one of the major improvements that I'm really hoping makes it to production is the ability to go inside any building in the game with its own unique interior. Now, Rockstar made a big improvement with the map of GTA 5 compared to GTA 4, where you could enter many different buildings without any loading screens or anything else, and that has been really awesome. However, it's also been extremely limited. I'm really hoping to see more interiors in the map of GTA 6, so you can go up to a building, enter it, and being able to explore that building is going to make the game a ton more realistic and definitely a lot more enjoyable to play. Another really big part of the map design and gameplay that's going to contribute to the overall immersion is the AI that's going to be placed in GTA 6. Now, right now, GTA 5 has some pretty good AI both for people in the game as well as cars. However, it is certainly not the best. Now, right now, the cars in GTA 5 are pretty much on a invisible lane line that they have to follow all around the map. Now, there is some AI involved where if you knock a car off of that lane line, they are able to try to make their way back onto the map. However, as you probably have seen, that is not always true because the AI is simply not that great. On top of that, the AI also doesn't really react when you drive past them extremely quickly or anything along those lines. They're pretty much on that lane line, and that is how they stick to it. Allegedly, Rockstar has been putting a lot of money and development resources into the AI in GTA 6, so we are going to expect a lot more realistic drivers and possibly even seeing different types of drivers, with certain drivers being better than others, some having more patience than others, and overall just having that more different variety that we can see in real life. Now, in addition to that, this AI improvement is also certainly going to go for pedestrians. Now again, the pedestrians in GTA 5 are pretty good, but they certainly aren't the best, and we can definitely expect a big improvement in terms of enemy AI as well as overall pedestrian AI in GTA 6 to make things a lot more realistic, especially when you're causing mayhem around the city and also when you're playing it casually. Now, besides that, the last major improvement that we can certainly expect in the overall map design of the game is definitely going to be a lot more points of interest and overall fun areas where you can play with friends and experience the game. Now, the map of GTA 5 was originally built for single player only, and then GTA Online came along, and while the map works really well for GTA Online, it certainly isn't perfect. What Rockstar is planning to do with the map of GTA 6 is to add more player interest areas where you can hang out with friends and overall more open areas where people can enjoy themselves. For example, right now with GTA 5, we have the airport, which is great. However, we also don't really have many areas like that besides it around the map of GTA 5. So definitely expect more points of interest to be added to the map of GTA 6. And also, definitely make sure to expect a lot more details in terms of building design, interior design, and overall realism when you're playing. Now, one last thing I want to leave you with that may not contribute exactly to map design, but still is extremely interesting, is that Rockstar is going to be placing a very big emphasis on weather in GTA 6. Now, the weather design and the weather system in GTA 5 is again pretty good, but definitely nowhere near the best, so we can definitely expect a lot more realistic weather in GTA 6, such as thunderstorms, maybe even hurricanes, which happen quite often in Miami, as well as just overall realism, such as the leaves on the trees bristling around when the wind comes in, and then the rain kind of dripping down onto your car and yourself when you're walking under trees. There's going to be a lot of different attention to detail areas, especially with the weather, such as traction with your car, going over a puddle, driving in the rain, all of that stuff. There is a ton of really awesome things to look forward to, which I cannot wait. So the main takeaways here are: number one, GTA 6 is going to take place in Vice City, which is Miami, Florida in real life. Number two, the map size is either going to be the same or a bit smaller than GTA 5. And number three, the overall map design is going to be a lot more compact in a lot of areas with more points of interest, as well as little details such as building interiors and overall just a more realistic environment, as well as AI and weather. It's also worth noting that while there have been a number of leaks online of potential map designs for GTA 6 that look hyper-realistic, none of these have been confirmed so far, so do take them with a grain of salt because no trustable leakers have confirmed them. At the same time, it is worth noting that both the maps for GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, which is Rockstar's newest titles, have leaked accurately before launch, so it's very possible that the map we see online for GTA 6 is legitimate, but as always, do take it with a grain of salt, even if it does look extremely real. But either way, let me know in those comments down below, what do you think about the current map design of GTA 5, and what are some of the improvements, changes, and modifications you would make to the current map design for GTA 6? Let me know what your thoughts are in those comments down below because I really want to hear from you guys. But either way, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for today's video. If you enjoyed watching and you learned something new, let me know by dropping a like rating on this video, as well as subscribe down below if you have not already, with those notifications on so you're always notified whenever I upload a brand new video. But either way, thank you again for tuning in today, I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you tomorrow when we do another video just like this. But until then, have an awesome day, and I'll be sure to talk to you guys then.